What is going on, you guys? This is Donovan from Schmick Squadron, and today I got a deck profile for you guys of Salamangreat. This is a deck that I've been playing recently. It's a deck I have a lot of fun with. I just recently went undefeated at my locals. And yeah, I love this deck. I'm going to explain why my card choices within it and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and get started with the usual stuff. Play 3 Gazelles. This is pretty obvious. Sends a card from your Salamangreat card from your deck to grave, and it'll summon itself out of the hand of a Salamangreat monster. Goes to your graveyard. 3 Spinny. Again, let's scoot this a little over. Again, another must of 3 of. It can discard itself from the hand if you control a Salamangreat card, and then give a monster on the field 500. And then if you control a Salamangreat monster other than Spinny, you can just summon this out from the graveyard. It's really, really good. And then only 2 copies of Foxy. I've been thinking about bumping this up to 3, though. But I feel like I don't want too many normal summon cards to draw, so that's one of the reasons why I've bumped that down to 2. And then for the last of the Salamangreats, 1 Falco, 1 Jaguar. You kind of have to play both of these. These are really good. Falco gets your set spell and traps. Jaguar allows you to summon out of the grave by shuffling back a monster to the deck. We also play 3 Lady Debug. I see some people playing this at 2. I really like this at 3 just because it's so good. It searches any of the level 3. So any of these Salamangreats up here, not these 2. So also you can use that to make a certain Link 1 that we'll get into when we get to the extra deck. And for some extenders, I play Psychic Wielder. You can play some of the other cards, like the other Psychic monster. I believe his name's Tracker. But there's some more like flexibility, I guess you could do with this. You could play Brio in your extra deck. I am not, but you could choose to do that. He's just another level 3 that summons himself out of the deck. Helps you get to your rank 3 plays. And then for hand traps, 3 Ash, must have. 3 Droll and Lockbird. I know this is a rare, pretend it's a super. It bothers me so much, but this card puts in so much work, especially against like Danger, Thunder. I actually won a match because of I played this against a True Draco. He actually just searched with Terraforming to get Drogon and Diagram. I drolled him, and I won the game because of that. And then a whole 1 copy of Fantastical Dragon Phantasme. If I had more copies of this, I would definitely play the 3 of it. But as of right now, I only have 1. That's it for the monsters. Going on to the spells. 3 Circle, searches all your Salamangreats, and it can also protect your Link monster, even though that effect doesn't really come up too much. And then the 1 of Salamangreat cards, let me just move these over. We have Sanctuary, Will, and Fusion of Fire. So I only play 1 of this. I see some people play 2. I really don't really like it at 2. Will is a great card. I literally, again, like in my match today, I opened this in both of my games, and it literally was the reason why I won. And then Fusion of Fire for OTKs. I OTK'd some Sky Striker player today, and felt pretty good doing that. And for the rest of the spells, a Foolish Burial for consistency purposes, and 3 Call by the Grave, because hand traps really hurt this deck. So you don't want to get hand traps, so that's why we play it. And that's it for the spells. For the traps, I play, let me get that a little bit better to the camera, 1 of each. I was playing this at 2 for a while. I cut it down to 1. And I like it at 1, but I could see why people want to play 2 of this, or 2 of this. Really, it would probably depend on what the meta is. If we're going to a meta where this is more important at 2, you would probably want to play that at 2, and like, you get the idea. So that's it for the Salamangreat traps. 3 impermanents, and 2 Gozen. This was awful today. These are going to be taken out for Phantasme when I get them. So, taking these already out. But impermanence, you can play Effect Veiler over this. If you don't have the money for the impermanence. But I like this more than Effect Veiler, mostly because it has that second effect to negate spell and traps, and that's obviously super important. And again, it's more traps that I can, more hand traps. It's like 10 hand traps so far. Well, it should be 12, but we're not going to talk about these two cards. Literally, they were ass today. That's it for the main deck. It's 40. We're going on to the extra deck now. So, for the Salamangreat extra deck, we go 1 Violet Chimera. I really didn't feel like I needed more than 1, because usually when I summon this, I'm going for game. 2 Mirage Stalio. It's MX Saber Invoker that bounces a monster. I mean, it's actually insane. 3 Banelinks. This card is amazing. It searches out the field spell, which is why we play it at 1. You can use Lady Debug to go into this, and it has that second effect where if it's in the grave, you can banish it to protect a Salamangreat card from being destroyed by battle or card effect. So this I feel like is a must 3 of. I actually found going into Banelinks a lot, and it's just such a good card. And then 3 of the most expensive card in the extra deck. At least Salamangreat wise, this is the most important one. And it's Sunlight Wolf. You get 2 cards back from your graveyard. I mean, you get a monster when a monster is summoned to a zone he points to, and you can just get a spell and trap back when you relink him. He's actually just insane. 2 Helio. Never really needed the third one. If I did need the third one, usually I just shuffle it back with Jaguar. So, yeah, 2 of this. Helps for the OTK and also bounces back row, which was super relevant today because of 2 Draco and Subterror control. And for the last 4, this is completely optional. You don't have to play these 4. These are just the 4 that I felt like playing. So, which was a Nightmare Phoenix, Update Jammer, Transcode Talker, Boral Sword Dragon. Now, I found when it comes to like these cards right here, these 3, I should say. If I'm going second, I would make this for an OTK. If I go first and they didn't clear my board, I was going to make Boral Sword and go for the OTK that way. But Phoenix is also for back row removal. Some things I was considering Foul in the main deck. Salamangreat Foul, just so I can make a Abyss Dweller a lot easier. And a bunch of other rank 4s. But, that's something I'm going to have to test in the future. Going on to the side deck, we got 3 Red Reboot for Altar guys, Paleozoic. I've been citing this a lot against, like, Subterror, because Final Battle is really annoying. So, there's that. I know some people cite this in the mirror. I really haven't tried that yet, so I'm going to have to, again, test that out. 2 Lancia for Thunder Dragon. Actually is really good. 2 DD Crow. This is actually for the mirror match, and funny enough, I did side this in one of my mirror matches, and I opened... In my opening hand, I had both of these 2 cards, and he went Spinny. I went DD Crow. Try to get back Fusion of Fire. I went DD Crow. It was actually insane. I keep saying that a lot. Anyway, 3 Dino Wrestler Pankotrops. Obviously really good. It's good against so many different rogue decks. Just gives you a body on field, pops cards. Super relevant. 2 Gamma Seal for Sky Striker, 2 Twin Twisters for Sky Striker and other back row related decks. And the last card is Super Poly. I do side this for the mirror match, and I haven't really resolved this to great effect. Usually when I, drew into this, it really wasn't helping me at all. It was kind of just like a dead card in my hand. But with that being said, folks, that was my Salamangreat deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was my first time doing a deck profile in a super long time. So if you want to give me like some advice, like some thoughts in the comment section down below of how I did, I'll be greatly appreciated. So for those who stayed all the way to the end, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Hope you hit that like button, subscribe, share the video, all that good stuff. And as always, have a good day.